In the first piano lesson that I ever had, which was actually when I was 11 years old, I remember learning a very famous British TV theme called the EastEnders theme. Now, the version that I actually played was very, very simple. It was just the melody in the right hand and single long held notes in the left hand. But my brain was at max capacity trying to read these notes. I remember being able to read the right hand slightly better than I was able to read the left hand. And I remember being able to work out that the first melody note was middle C, and then each of the notes after that just went up by step. And then it took me ages to work out what the note was in the left hand. Essentially, it took me longer to play the EastEnders theme tune than an entire episode of EastEnders. And because I was so focused on the notes that I was supposed to play, and how long I was supposed to hold those notes, there was no room left in my brain in order to consider how I'm supposed to play those notes. The problem is with not considering how you play notes is that then that becomes the way that you learn every piece of music you learn. And it's actually very, very common for people to try and learn all of the notes in a piece of music, thinking that then they'll go back and make those notes sound nice. But the problem is that never happens. Once you've learned something in one way, it's much harder to undo that and play it in a different way, rather than just playing it the way you want it to sound in the first place. So if I was 2025 Matt advising 11-year-old Matt, I would have said, just do one bar really well and make that one bar sound nice and think about how you want that to actually sound, rather than trying to play the whole thing and not only taking longer than half an hour to play the entire piece, but it also not sounding very good either.